Hello. So I am just wrapping up some sessions with my client Nina, and we are going to do a quick case study. So, Nina, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Nina, your corner coach. And what I specifically do, I am a certified life coach for moms, specifically Black moms. And what I do is I help them understand the importance of prioritizing their self-care. And so what that means is letting go of the pressure of perfectionism. And I do that through one-on-one coaching. I do that through events, or what I like to call them experiences, self-care experiences. And I also host a community of other moms on the journey of really redefining what it means to put themselves first in their family. And so I just guide moms and walk with them and encourage them and really help them to turn that light switch on.
I love what you do, and you know I do. So, you and I have been working together since May. And I just want to give the viewers an understanding of why you decided to work with me. What did that process look like?
Yeah, so I have been stalking Letitia. I've been stalking you for a while. No, not stalking, but we have been developing a relationship on the back end. And I've seen some of your webinars and participated in some of your coaching sessions, and I really felt like your story and your relatability would be a good fit for me, because I wanted to work with someone to help me get new clients and constant clients. Well, I thought I did, right? Let me say that. I thought I wanted to get consistent clients in a program. And I felt that your approach would fit my personality well, and it did. And so that journey, I noticed beforehand, I noticed, some of the lacks or some of the pitfalls that I had in my business. And so I was ready to make a change. I was really ready and willing to make a change. Didn't know what I was signing up for, but
And I was just gonna say that. Like, I remember the conversation on the sales call, and I basically asked you, were you running a hobby or running a business? And that is one of the things that we really focused on during our time together, moving you from showing up and doing what you wanted as you wanted to really getting serious about the services that you bring to the table and creating an experience for the people that you worked with that not only worked for them, but worked for you. So what was some of the outcomes or expectations coming into this, and how did it pan out for you?
Honestly, like in my head, it was like, oh, okay, I have an accountability coach, right? That's kind of what it was like. We're gonna talk about what some of the things that I want to do, some of the ideas that I have, and figure out a plan on how to get them done. And it was so much more than that. It was really, for me, the biggest takeaway was really really defining, first of all, defining what it was that I wanted. And not just in my business, but the type of life that I want to create. And then kind of backtracking and understanding how important it was to align the things that I was doing or not doing in my business to that life that I wanted to create for myself and for my family. And so for me, that really was a eye-opening moment that changed the relationship, because, like you said, it shifted from, oh, I'm just doing this because I love moms and I want to help them. No, that's a piece of the puzzle. You're doing this so that you can create the life that you want for you and your family. It's accomplishing multiple goals. But at the end of it, it's really about the life that you want. And so that for me was the biggest outcome that I didn't even walk into it looking for that.
Okay. So I'm going to be very transparent. There was a point in time where I felt like we were at a standstill, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about creating offers. We were talking about what this could possibly look like. And I remember one day just sitting there and I just paused and I said, you know what, Nina? You can do what you want. This is your business, right? And the reason why I said that is because you were not feeling aligned with a 12-week signature program. You were not feeling aligned with dragging out something just to say that you're dragging it out. And I know that there are other coaches that struggle with that, right? The business model that is presented to coaches is you start with a one-to-one, you work with them for 12 weeks, and then when you're booked and ready, sold out, then you move on to group coaching. And then after that, you do a mastermind, right? That wasn't aligned with you at all. But the minute I was like, no, you have permission to do whatever you want, Nina. I think that was one of the biggest shifts that I saw in you. You got excited about your business. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. That for me, I talked about what the biggest outcome that I got that I wasn't expecting. But that one conversation, it was life-changing because, you know, when I came into this program, and you know, you outlined the coursework and you outlined the different sessions and all of that. And it felt good in the beginning. Like, what do I want? How do I want to get there? It was very easy to also compare to what you see other coaches doing. And so you felt the pressure. I felt the pressure of, okay, I know this is the end game, so I know I got to do it this way. But I'm just not that. Like you said, you could noticeably tell that was not feeding me because I was not doing the work. I wasn't showing up prepared for our calls. And I was BSing. Like, I don't know how, I was BSing my way through the conversations. And when you picked up on that and you just said, Nina, what is it that you want to do? And you gave me the space to just kind of just, it was like a whiteboarding session on steroids. Like, just get it all out, say it, tell me what you know that you're good at, and then we can go from there. And so you allowing me the space to do that, and you taking a step back and not feeling any kind of way because I didn't want to build this 12-week program, but you saying, you know what, let me serve Nina, let me serve my client in the way that's going to best fit her and guide her with my skills. You saying, let me guide her with my skills in the way that's going to best serve her and best show up to get the clients in the way that she knows how. That changed the game. That changed the game because I didn't feel like I had to fit in the box. I don't do boxes too well. I don't do boxes too well. And so you just making me, you supporting me in that, giving me the permission to not need permission was the eye opener. And then that's when it became fun and exciting because it was like I literally, and you remember I had goose chills. Like, it was like, oh, I can do this, and I can, and I can see this, and tying it, and still, it's still tied back to creating that life
Mhm,
that I want, just in a different way, in my way.
mhm.
So,
And that was very exciting. And we had a conversation a little earlier than this recording, and I said sometimes the coach isn't the coach. Your excitement for being able to choose or create things your way actually shifted something for me, right?
mhm,
Just seeing how excited you were with your business and the possibilities. And people, when I say the possibilities, I cannot wait until all of this comes. Like, we have a promise to be sitting on a beach, drinking whatever we decide because of what Nana is working on. It's really exciting, but it comes from a place of excitement. And I think that's when we do the best in our business, when we are
mhm.
doing it from a place that really truly resonates with us, not just ticking a box.
And let me add this piece too, because it's still in the same space of you just allowing me, even down to how you coach doing market research, even the way of how you coach doing like nurturing and lead magnets. Even when we open the door to creating it the way that best, it completely changed the game. It completely changed the game. Like, even so, not just building the program or not just creating the products, but even in how I bring, potential, you know, moms into the community.
Yes. Your commitment to doing it your way allowed us to create a very unique funnel for you, because it wasn't just like, let me just put out a PDF and get them on my email list. And you don't show up like most of my clients do. You don't spend a lot of time on social media. So I could have given you everything that I knew about growing Instagram or growing Facebook, but that wouldn't have been aligned with you, right?
Mhm,
And what you
mhm,
are trying to do and how you show up in your space. So I think your commitment to doing it your own way really allowed you to pave a path for your business, provide sustainability, but also provide you a space that you actually want to show up to.
Yep, yep.
So we're not
Provide
picking you
provide
up.
a provide a space that I want to show up to and understand how it needs to make me some money.
Mhm. So let's talk
So
about the
it's
money part. Let's talk about the
oh
money part, because I mean, we have a running joke about the nature of our coaching sessions. She tells me all the time it's like a roller coaster ride. But I always called you on the free.com mentality, right?
mhm, absolutely.
And that was based on the conversation that we had at the beginning, where like, is this a hobby, Nina?
Mhm, mhm.
Or is
It
this?
was understanding, yeah, it was understanding it was the self-confidence piece and being afraid to say that, it was the just the understanding of my relationship with money. It was facing the potential of what could happen, but realizing like we had a session where we talked about, okay, mapping out all the ideas and let's align them with how much time it takes you to put into that. And so when you look at that and understand the value that you're putting in, and then you look at the value that you're getting back, it seeing it for me was the difference. And so the money piece, understanding that yes, you can still show up, most people, most coaches with the true heart to coach, they want to coach because they love working with people. And so there's the idea of, well, I don't want to outprice people and, all of that stuff. But the mindset shift that, hey, you're spending a lot of time and a lot of energy in creating this, even the free stuff. There are ways that you can turn this free stuff into revenue. There are simple ways that you can do that. And the people who desire, more access or are willing and ready to show up and do that work, they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it.
Absolutely. So give the viewers a little rundown of what this roller coaster look like. What is it like working with me?
For sure, it's a roller coaster. And for me, I'm on the East Coast. So it was about 9:00 in the morning when we would work together. And although I had coffee, there were a lot of mornings where I wanted something else in my coffee cup. But that is in the most productive and the most growthful way that I appreciate so much, because where it may have felt like I was being attacked. I don't want it to sound so horrible.
No, you're right.
Let me say it.
Okay.
Let me say it. Where it could have felt like, I was kind of being attacked as a coach. Understanding that it was all truth. And so sometimes the truth hurts. But if you are committed to a program or a process or a journey, you are entrusting, your feelings and your growth with the person you are working with. And so for me, it wasn't something it wasn't a turnoff for me. For me, it was more attractive because for my personality, I know that's what I needed. Like if I come to a situation and I'm just, like kind of coddled and, like that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose for me. So it's really, and I'm not saying this to scare anybody away, because it's the most beautiful story. Like here I am, at the end of the program, and there has been I'm a completely different person in terms of how I see my business, in terms of just some of my personal moves because of this program. And so it's tough love. It's tough love. And I mean, honestly, if you can't handle that, then if you're not ready to show up and do the work, if you're not ready to show up and do the work, if you're not ready to be faced with your stuff and be called out and questioned, that's what I desired. And I knew that was what was going to work for me.
I love it.
That was the relationship. That was the roller coaster.
Yes. And we always start our sessions like, what are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? And every call would be so excited. But about 20 minutes after, this smile was going from her face. She was like, good boy, I need to go get me some Johnny Walker. But that is the beauty. And we were talking about this earlier, right? A huge part of growing our businesses is embracing the change that has to occur. And change is uncomfortable. Change is not something that most people want to face. But having someone that is cheering you on, that's going to call you out so you don't end up over a cliff, is so impactful.
Yeah.
It literally changes lives, which is why coaching is so beautiful. So what would you say to that person who has been stalking me, just like you were, and has not reached out to Vibe to Freedom? What would you say?
I would say start with a conversation. start with, don't be afraid to just start with a conversation. Whatever the reason is that's stopping you from, you know, DMing or, filling out the contact information or get back with me. Do that, start there. Because you don't have to take the jump to get into this program today. But when you start with a conversation, the seed gets planted. And once the seed gets planted, then you recognize, okay, I'm gonna have to, I see some changes. I'm gonna have to make some changes. So you're aware. But if you never start with that conversation, it's just a dream. And so a dream with no action
stays right where it is in your head.
So
Well,
just take the first step. Take the
Mhm.
first step and just Letitia, you've always been gracious with just starting with a conversation. Just start with a conversation. And then from there, I guarantee you, I promise you, and this is not just, this is real talk. Once you start with the conversation, you will be nurtured and you'll be nurtured. You'll be nurtured enough to understand that I gotta start watering the seed so that it can grow.
Absolutely. I remember you saying to me, I'm trying to get up on this vibe action. I remember. So listen, Nana, it's been a pleasure working with you. I wish you the absolute best. I am so excited about what you have coming. I mean, woo, girl. I mean, excited. And it has been an absolute honor to show up and serve you each and every week. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, thank you. And I'm not going, the feeling is so mutual. The feeling is so mutual. Like, I just appreciate everything you said, every message, every gut check, even if I came on with my big smile, every balloon pop, because what I can say is the balloon may have been popped 20 minutes into the call, but by the end of the call, I was back elevated. Might not have been smiling, but it was all processing. And so I thank you for your time and your energy and what you put into this relationship, because it's made a difference. It's been life-changing for sure. And not just for my business, not my hobby, not just for my business, but for those that I'm going to impact and for my family. And so, yes, we definitely had plans on sitting on somebody's island with the drink, with the umbrella in it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna look back on this. So much success, much blessings, much prayers to all that you are doing and what's to come. And so I just know I'm just happy to now have you in the Rolodex.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing and thank you for listening.